How's it going, guys? This is Skoks with Chicago Blackhawks Central, and big day with the Blackhawks prospect showcase. The first scrimmage in St. Paul, Minnesota, versus the St. Louis Blues prospects, and we were going into today just looking for some great showings, right? Some flashes, just making plays, make a play both ends, offense, defense, in net, great stuff. Obviously, we got a blowout game. It was electric. Connor Bedard, I mean, shocks us. Gets a hat trick, along with Fantilli, I believe, earlier in the day, with Columbus, and he put up a hat trick. But the way Bedard scores is just, I mean, it's unreal. So starting out with the lineup that we had for today, Colton Dock was on the first line. I believe he was playing right wing still. Little weird since we saw him in the WHL playing mostly center, third and fourth line center for the Seattle Thunderbirds. So it's interesting that they have him on line one playing wing, but I thought he stood out a lot today, mainly just poking pucks away in the ozone. For checking, just having possession of the puck, and he did score on a deflection, and it went off someone's skate. So a pretty lucky goal, but it's all good to see from Colton Dog, and he possibly had one or two assists on Bedard's line, of course. Nick Lardis, he seemed like he didn't start out the game on line one, and uh, Romeo started on line one, just filling in, and then he got hit up high by the puck. I think on a Bedard shot, and Lardis came back in, and he really fit in well with Bedard, just showing the speed, skill, pretty decent shot. Nick Lardis had. I love that line one. I'm not sure if we're going to see that tomorrow. Obviously, with Bedard, 50-50, he might play, might not play. They might just keep him out because of the Hawks training camp coming up this week, and it's a big week for him. Yeah, like having preseason, very important for him. But Bedard, uh, the guy that everyone wants to talk about, hat trick, it was unreal. And I believe one assist also on the first or second goal, it might have been, but uh, just potting home the hat trick was unreal. The first goal was I believe it was on a power play, and it was just nuts. Going like point to point. Um, Korchinski assisting on it, on the left side, throws it over to Bedard. He crawls in on the right side, on the right circle, and when he gets towards the face-off dot on the right circle, he just rips it far side, top shelf. Um, Unbelievable shot. It's amazing to see, especially in game action here, and he doesn't care when he has the puck. He'll rip it. He does not care. The second shot, or you know what? Let's go back to the first goal. Louis Crevier actually scored from the point on the first goal of the game. It was scoreless throughout the first period and then going into the second period, but Louis Crevier did score the first goal of the game. But Bedard had a hat trick, three out of the five shots, or five goals. It was unreal. The second goal that Bedard had was also on the power play. So he's playing with the puck on the left side. So the left circle starts by the slot, back skates to the left circle, like towards the boards. just plays with it a bit and then gets closer down to like the goal line, and he rips it far side, top shelf from the left side. So he's really picking his spot, just sniping it home. It's not an easy shot at all, but the power and the speed that he has on that shot, it seemed effortless, and it's unreal just seeing that type of shot. Um, a few more goals. So Colton Dock did pot his goal in. Crevier, Bedard. So that's yeah. So that's five. That's 5-0 win by the Hawks. But the third goal by Bedard, Nick Lardis coming down the right side of the boards uh, against two defenders, stops really quick, pulls up, throws it cross ice to Bedard that's coming down the slot here, and he just rips it far side again. So coming down the slot, he rips it far left, and the goalie barely moved. He didn't even know where the puck was. He didn't see anything. It's too fast. It's too strong. It's unreal. Connor Bedard, unreal stuff. But a few standout players just from this game, other than Connor Bedard, is Kevin Korchinski. I thought he looked really fast, really smooth on the power play, and just handling the puck in his own zone. Like I watched him in Seattle and running the power play. He's very smart with it. He doesn't try to force passes in like towards the net, and it's going to get deflected. Then they just throw it back the other way, to reset. But he really is smart with the puck at the top of the point, running the power play. He knows what he's doing, and he looks like he can be elite at it down the line, right? And it's great to see Korchinski, Bedard, Doc, Del Mastro, Nolan Allen, all guys that were on that Canadians uh, or the Canadian World Junior team, right? Everyone's back playing together. It's great to see. And going back to the lineup, just checking out the performers from tonight, there was a fight. Andrew Perrott dropping the gloves for the Hawks in the first period. I believe it was just a little hit behind the net, and he stepped in and just started whacking. That's cool to see, and I believe he was a camp invite, so he's just trying to make an impression, and I think we all like to see that, scrapping, and that's good for him, just making something happen. And from him, just saw him being responsible with the puck. He wasn't throwing it anywhere that he uh, shouldn't, just being safe with the puck. That's great to see from him. Second line, Savoie, Ludwinski, and Gavin Hayes. Ludwinski seemed very fast, good with the puck in the neutral zone, going into the O zone. Just a speedy player. Really liked this game from tonight. I'm surprised he didn't pot home any goals because he did have a few shots on net, and he looked pretty good with that on that second line. With Samuel Savoie, chippy player, right? Plays tough, plays rough, but he does have some skill to his game, and you see him fly in from either side, just swooping behind the net, trying to throw it back in front of the net for a deflection goal or a quick one timer, just really close 5 feet within the goal line there, and smart plays by him. Samuel Savoie, Gavin Hayes looked good at times. Heavy shot, nice shot on the power play. Power play one, and and he seems like he could fill that role that like a Taylor Radish has, and um, he seemed like he fits pretty well, and he is like 6'2" maybe, and I think I'd like to see him use that size a bit more because he seems like he wants to be more skillful with the puck, and he does have that nice shot already, but if he could play more physical, then I think he's going to be more well rounded. Down the line with Gavin Hayes, Antti Sorella. He's one player that I didn't love today. Uh, his skating is a little stiff. It's a little weird form that he has. It's a little weird, but he did make some plays with the puck in the neutral zone, just getting it up the ice, right? Uh, Playing center. I think that's all you can ask for him on that third line, and that's all right. But Martin Misiak on that third line on the left wing, along with Ryder Rolston on the right wing. Rolston didn't see him too much, but you do see his speed coming down the boards there. And I think you look at him tomorrow to make a few more plays with his speed. I think that'll be great. With Misiak, he played pretty solid also. A few shots on net. Just good in the ozone, just being smart with the puck, keeping his head up, looking for a pass. Um, didn't seem like a shoot first guy, but he was solid with the puck in the ozone, and the movement's good. And I think that's what we want to see, like on a power play or even just like a normal possession in the ozone. Just being fluid with the puck because we haven't seen that in years past, just seeing staring, just puck watching, right? But the puck was moving a lot. Line four, Marcel playing center. I think he played pretty solid. A physical game also from him. Big guy, right? And that's a big fourth line. Yuri Felkman is on the left wing, and Alex Ferrand is on the right wing. Ferrand had a few shots on net. Heavy shot too, looked pretty good. Uh, Offensive upside with his size, I believe. Marcel's like 6'4", and Felkman is also like 6'3". It's a giant line, right? And Felkman is also a player that didn't stand out too much to me, along with like Sorella. Um, Felkman, it could just be the skating. They just don't seem like strong skaters, and this team needs strong skaters, right? Just keeping up with the play. We have fast players, and you have to be able to just come down in transition, and whether you're bringing the puck up or if you're dropping it back for the trailer man, right, to have a shot on net, do need to be a strong skater with that game also. And with the decor, first line Korchinski, Allen, I believe they switched it up also longer into the game. Korchinski, which I pointed out earlier, played very solid. Wyatt Kaiser, he might have been the other than Korch, right? I think Wyatt Kaiser did look like that 2Ds, someone that was just moving the puck the whole game. He went coast to coast like multiple times. Strong skater, good shot, smart player in the D zone, in the O zone. He was really running the point there for most of the game. Wyatt Kaiser, and he had the C on his chest. He was the captain for tonight, and I think that's because of just a small sample of NHL games last year, right? Towards the end of the season, and he did show growth. I thought he looked very, very good, possibly the best D man for the game, and I think that's good to see. Crevier, Louis Crevier had that long shot, the first goal of the game. He looked solid, didn't look out of place, and he's a giant. He's like 6'7". Ethan Del Mastro on the third line, decent game, solid game in the D zone. Didn't do much in the O zone. A few one timers, good shots, shots on net, on target, but his speed, uh, his skating, right? His skating is decent, but his speed does need to improve if he wants to be an NHLer, right? Down the line because he did get beat. Um, Back skating to our D zone, and he did uh, get a penalty on that rush back to our zone because he got beat with speed, and he just seems like he needs to get a little lighter on his feet. He, he plays like a heavier looking game, sort of like a Connor Murphy type of skater. But I think if he could improve on his skating and speed too, right? I think that'll really help him because I really do like him as a prospect here, and he has the body for the game. I mean, he's going to be in Rockford now this year coming up, and I think if he just works on that speed, he's going to be a pretty solid D man. Drew Comesso, outstanding in that shutout, right? 5-0. I'm not sure on the shot count because I don't think they track it for the scrimmages here, right? But just a great game from him. Just super solid, smooth. Covers the puck. Doesn't he's not wild with it. We like making the comparison to like Corey Crawford, right? Just super stout in net, doesn't get crazy, makes it saves that he has to make, and he did make a few saves that were that extra effort type of save, right? These spectacular saves. So that's great from Drew Comesso. I've been super high on him for years. I've always watched his BU games, even with like Team USA. He's outstanding and very underrated from the last GM, right? Former GM. And he's gonna have a bright future here, definitely. Watch out for him in Rockford. Keep an eye on him because he is someone to definitely watch. And that pretty much wraps up the first scrimmage. 5-0 Hawks win, and they will play tomorrow versus the Minnesota Wild Prospects. And we'll see if Bedard plays. They aren't too certain on it, but I really hope he does. Obviously, they don't want to take that risk with him, because it was a dirty game at times, a few dirty hits, like Paul Ludwinski going into the boards head first, a few dirty hits, pretty rough, but it's all right. I mean, that's hockey, and hey, if they sit him, that's fine because training camp and preseason is coming up very soon next week. So Bedard's definitely going to be taking part in that, obviously, because we're going to have him this season. Just a few quotes from post game. Charlie Romeliotis, Bedard said it was fun finally playing a game. It was a really good pace out there, physical, and we all had fun. It's going to get that first one in and go from there. Definitely agree with him there. Just getting a fun win. I mean, the performance that he had. I mean, how can you not have fun, right? Hat trick, assist, just looking like an absolute monster, offensive monster out there. I mean, that was fun times. Bedard also says from Ben Pope post game, just a rookie game here doesn't mean much, but it's nice to play games. It was so much fun being with the guys, getting here. Music is playing. You just have to, you just have that mojo going. That was the best part, getting back into it. Definitely getting back into it here with preseason coming up. That's great to see that he's pumped, pumped for the season. As much as us fans are, right? I mean, we're just ready to go. Drop the puck, game one. Bedard is ready to go also, and he's really showing it here post game, just making his feelings felt, right, just heard. And also one more quote from Ben Pope post game. Uh, Anders Sorensen, the head coach from the Rockford Ice Hogs, and he coaches the prospect scrimmages like every year now. He's a pretty decent coach there in Rockford. And he said Felkman, Savoy, and Ludwinski, the two jitterbugs, quote, Korchinski, Kaiser, Allen, and Crevier all stood out to him tonight. And yeah, I mean, that's a lot of players, obviously. A few are questionable, like Felkman and Krevier didn't have like the strongest games, but Allen played solid, right? And Korg, Kaiser, Ludwinski, Savoie, just taking a taking a look at the team and what he saw tonight. It's definitely going to be fun tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that 3 p.m. scrimmage versus the Minnesota Wild. So the Bears game should almost be over at that time. Bears start at 12 p.m. Noon. So it's going to be right up to there. We'll see if Bedard goes. 3 p.m. Central Time. So keep an eye out for that. And we're always going to have the clips and quotes and just news from the scrimmage out there on our Twitter page at Shy Blackhawks YT on Twitter, and follow us on YouTube, Chicago Blackhawks Central, and keep us posted. Tomorrow's a big day. We'll see if Bedard goes, and let's go Hawks.